Yes, boss. See the topic and what it is that we're talking about, right? Never cry over spilled milk, right? Never heard of that before? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break it down, make it real easy for you. To cry over spilled milk simply means to waste time being upset or regretting something that has already happened and cannot be changed. So here's the deal, right? It's very common as humans, we all sometimes can, get caught up in the emotions or the current feelings of something not going our way, the way how we may have planned to. Remember I said sometimes expectations can lead to disappointment. So let's say a situation you wanted never turned out the way that you wanted to. That can in terms make you feel like, you know what, I put too much time into this and I can end up being sad over this situation for quite some time. This is the thing you got to understand. When it comes to crying over spilled milk, you can actually stay there and cry over that situation or mourn that situation or feel bad for numerous reasons for a long period of time, and you can stay there for some time. And this is the thing that some people don't understand. When you go through something painful, it doesn't even matter what it is, whether relationship, loss of somebody close to you, or whatever the case may be. The longer you spend on that situation is the more that situation is going to take a hold of you and hurt you even more. Because you have to understand, it's just like the famous saying, if you get knocked down, you have to get back up. When you cry over spilled milk, something happened that kind of puts you in a state where it's like, okay, let me just chill for a minute. Let me just gather my thoughts and emotions. You can stay in that position for X amount of time and not realize how much opportunity has indeed gone on or passed you by, because you chose to lament over a situation that probably never had to be that long of a situation you had to stay there and be sad. So I'm going to give you an example, right? Look at when some people get into a relationship and, they've invested so much into the relationship. Oh, I was there for this person. I did this for them. I did this for her. I did this for him, whatever the case may be, right? And you never got back your return of investment. You're going to feel some way. That can cause somebody to feel like, yo, you know what? I'm going to have to sit down over the situation. I might cry over spilled milk. You got to understand this, and this is what I use to help me in these situations. Whenever you feel that sadness coming on, or you feel like you're about to retreat and just stay to yourself and just think about what it is that happened, you have to first remember sometimes who it is that you are. And if you don't know who you are, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick trick. You got to remember the things it is that you've done in life and the things that you've done before you were with that person, or before you had that job, or before you got in that situation. These things help you to remember, yo, I did this before without this person, or I did this without this job. When you remind yourself of these things, you're going to start to play like a memory jog game with yourself. Like, yo, I remember when I did this and this person wasn't involved. These little instances just show you how great of a person you are and how great your accomplishments are. And that'll help boost you and take you out of that stage where you feel a little bit sad and depressed. Because I'm telling you right now, when you focus on a situation that you never were supposed to dwell on, you can in terms end up even more sad, even more drawn out, even more drained, just not looking at the silver lining in the situation. So example, let's say you were with somebody and that person never added on value to your life. You just probably like the way that person made you feel, like they were funny or whatever the case may be. You got to realize that if your boundaries were high like that, or not saying boundaries high, but if you remember your value and who you are, then you have nothing to really worry about. When you're crying over spilled milk, it's like saying, yo, I have nothing left in the tank. This was the end all be all situation. No, sometimes you got to take a step back and remind yourself, bro, I'm that person, or I'm that dude, or I'm that girl. Like, I done been here before. When you remind yourself of the things that you've been through and what you came out of, it makes you look at the situation that you're crying at for the moment like, damn, that's a small stint. I've done way worse than this. It's just sometimes us being humans, we let our emotions get the best of us, and we don't stop and think about how great of a person we are and the things that we've done. You feel me? So here's the thing. One of the greatest ways you can begin to move past this is accept the emotional resilience, meaning like accepting the mistakes that happened that you probably made. How can you make this situation better? It's just like if you had a job, you love the job. Oh my God, I'm not there anymore. What you gonna do? You gonna cry about it, dog? Or are you gonna try and boss up and find another one? Because you there crying about a situation, like I said, crying over spilled milk, you can stay there forever and not remember, like, yo, I got other job skills. Why did I really cry over this job? Why did I like it? Is it because I was comfy? The way how they treated me, the pay? Stop and ask yourself these things. When you ask yourself these things, you get to start to play like a mind chess game with yourself. Like, yo, so this is why I was sad. I can go ahead and get that back at another time. You feel me? You just have to understand that the moment, the now, where are you at now? Why are you crying? Stop and ask yourself why. If you ask yourself why, you'll get the answers to a whole lot of stuff, bro. Yo, why am I crying over this girl? Oh, because I really liked her. Okay, did this girl really like you? Maybe a little bit. Did she show you? Did she buy you anything? Actions speak louder than words. Sometimes you got to play a game with yourself, dog, to get the answers that you're looking for. Yo, if this person really valued you like that, yo, why did they treat you like trash? You got to sometimes play these games with yourself and understand the situation. The more you start to ask yourself these questions and you be real with yourself, you'll get a real answer. When you get the real answer, you'll know how to really move about a situation. Sometimes people overplay their part and stay in a situation longer than what it is that they were supposed to. You feel me? Either they felt like, oh, this is all it is I had, or there's nothing else, or the glass is half empty. That's what it is, bro. There's a lot of people who move around with the glass half empty mindset, bro. Get out of that mentality, dog. Because when you know that the glass is halfway full, that means you're choosing to look at it like, yo, there's more to come. If you say the glass is halfway empty, that means opportunity is running out for you. So you're more likely to be in like a survival-like mindset. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said it's just how you look at the situation. Perception is everything. You've heard me say that before. It's how you look at the situation. Yo, I could go ahead and get back another girl. That girl don't want me. Oh, well, I ain't ugly. That's how you got to talk to yourself. You got to remember who you are at the end of the day. Is it your first time snatching a female that looks sexy? No. Have you done it before? Yeah. Is it something that you've done like repetitively? Yeah. So nigga, if you did it once, you could do it again. That's the golden rule. So it's just like you got to stop and think to yourself, yo, what have I done in life that reminds me of how great I am? When you stop and ask yourself these little questions, you'll get the answer to what it is that you're looking for. Example, look at that situation I told you about, that little rapper. I went to school for multimedia design and development. No, I did not graduate, but with the little bit of information that I learned, I used it and I applied it. I wowed the hell out of myself to know that, yo, I only went to school a year and a half for this. I didn't even finish. And I made an artist go viral, dog. Off of my game plan, my strategizing, my nigga, you just a rapper. That's all you freaking do. Just get on the mic and rap. You acting like you run the show. When I seen I had to get up out of that situation, I could have easily cried like, man, Young Thug just reposted us. All these rappers are viewing us now. Nigga, I had cojones and balls to be like, nigga, if this is a blown situation, a blown dead situation, I'll let the glass of milk be spilled out over the floor. I'll go pour me another one. Nigga, look at me now. I'm on YouTube. I could redo this shit all over again if I want to. I could literally take any rapper that I want to. As long as you got a situation, we'll come up with a whole concept, a whole scheme, and we'll run that shit, and I could do it again. That shit showed me something. No, this isn't rapping, but I took a situation and I turned it into something. It's like taking lemons and making lemonade, dog. Where did you get the sugar and the water from? Where did you get the picture? And you got to make that shit happen. You got to understand this shit. If you've done something before in life, my nigga, chances are, and this is law, you can do it again. If you beat somebody's ass before, guess what? You could probably do it again. You get what I'm saying? You got to understand and remember certain things. If you're down in the moment right now and you can't see a way out, that doesn't mean that you can't recreate that same magic that you did before, bruh. You feel me? If a situation ain't panning out the way that it is that you wanted it to and you've invested a lot, guess what? Have the cojones, the balls, and respect for yourself to drop that situation and start all over again, dog. There's nothing wrong with starting over. Sometimes you start over, you may start over in a worse predicament, but guess what? You start over with a much more cleaner slate, as opposed to that last situation that you was in. You get what I'm saying? So you just got to sit down and tell yourself like, yo, is it worth it for me to stay in a situation where I'm not being appreciated, or should I just go ahead and restart? You feel me? When you ask yourself these little questions, you'll get the best answer, so you can go ahead and move about things the way how you should properly do that. You feel me? Lastly, because I ain't gonna make it too long, right? Stress reduction. When you're worrying about past events, things that already took place, you cannot change it. You're stressing and worrying your head about nothing, dog. Same thing as I said, crying over spilled milk. If the glass already broke and the milk is on the floor, what are you gonna cry and be like, you should have been in the cup, where are you? No, it's done. You feel me? The glass is broken. The milk is now tainted because it's on the floor. Go pour a new glass. You don't got no more milk in the fridge? Get your ass in the car. Go walk to the corner store. Get you some more milk. Have that mentality. If you know it took you some time to recreate a situation, understand law. If you did it, you can do it again. You feel me? If somebody crossed you and they ain't appreciating who you are, remember who you were before you got in that situation with that person. Because sometimes we get in these situations where we're around certain people, family, friends, job situation, whatever. And people start to think and feel like I'm the one who made you hot. If you're so hot, listen to the law I just said. If you did it once, you could do it what? You could do it again. So if people know they never did something or they try to claim your success, that time is going to come again where they got to nut up and show people, yeah, I did it before, I could do it again. If you really did it, then it should be no problem for you to go pour a new glass of milk and make the same shit happen again, dog. The good thing you got to realize is that now that you're in a new position or a new predicament, you can learn from your past mistakes and apply it to the future so the same shit don't happen to you again. You get what I'm saying? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I use them to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 444 the world. Just remember this in life, bro. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But the longer you spend time on a situation that's dead and gone, you can no longer control it. You're just going to stay there and wallow away in grief and wonder what the hell happened, dog. And as opposed to you just getting up, taking it on the chin. Okay, charge it to the game, bro. I lost. It is what it is. I'll pour a new glass. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how you know you a different type of person. Not a lot of people has what it takes or can pick up and start all over again after being screwed over, or I invested so much into this situation and never generated back anything for me. You need to understand that there are going to be opportunities where you can rise again. You just got to believe in yourself that if you did it once, you could what? You could do it again. If a person tried you, guess what? You got that little petty little L. Well, how you think I felt after that little rap nigga did what he did? I felt some way, but at the end of the day, guess what? You're dumb, my nigga. You don't even know how to come up with different strategies or ideas. So eventually your rap career is going to tank as fast as I brought it up there. So you can't do that. You just might as well just go be a truck driver now. And guess what? That's what you're doing. Because you know for a fact you cannot do all of that stuff that you said, oh, I did this in D'Angelo. No, it's the truth. The proof is in the pudding. If the evidence doesn't meet the claim, guess what? Somebody gonna get exposed. You feel me? So with that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I use them to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 444 the world, man. Peace.